Greetings everyone, give me a moment. Please give me a moment, make sure everything's set on up. Okay, everything's booting on up. Give me a moment, turn live chat windows. Excuse me. Live chat windows are all online. I think everything's good. Let me minimize this. And I think everything is good to go. Is microphone working? Yes. Desktop audio? Yes. Do note this is with a new microphone, so I might need to adjust some audio settings. But guess we'll find out soon enough. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. Small on bottom right side is the blue Zeus. We got Mati. Small on left side is the red Fuxi. We have Aces hooks up. And why is my did they reset my macros? Give me one moment. No, that's supposed to be normal. Sorry, please give me a moment. There's somehow my macros over here. No, that's normal. Why is that? Okay, now it's working. Okay. I think I'm just going crazy. Either way, basically how I have it is I like my camera controls on WASD, so I rebound everything to there. Of course, every time they add a new civilization, I have to unbind more keys, and that's always frustrating. But my apologies for the weird start. Either way, when it comes to the major and minor gods, of course, Zeus is a common major god. Focus on infantry and heroes. Huh. They actually add the Myrodrome up here to this line, which makes sense since he is an age 4 unit, and probably should just put a mark here, just says available on age 4 rather than age 1, with the 1 there. Either way, it starts favored, can generate favor faster, myth units cost 1 less population, infantry do bonus damage versus buildings, and hoplites move 15% faster. Bolt kills something individually, heroes gets additional hit points and regeneration. Nice and simple. Fuxi has a little bit more going on with him. Human soldiers and heroes, blessings yin and yang, occasionally increase damage or occasionally can increase resource collection rate. His unique god power provides Peach Blossom Spring, which generates resources until you start collecting from it. Very handy indeed. Sometimes worth it, go for 2 as quickly as possible. He's also focused on heroes, which buildings research faster, additions cost less, gain access to a unique hero, but primarily it's also his unique upgrades and provide divine damage to heroes and to a bunch of more specific heroes. And of course, Ta Chi increase the armor of heroes and reduce their train time. So very nice. So he's definitely very heroic. When it comes to major and minor gods, when it comes to Fuxi, of course, got Chio Zuan Nu, focus on lightning, which is very nice. Lightning or teleportating doggo, dragon doggo. More hit points, better halberdiers. It'll give you a bit of raid or pillage when you start destroying buildings, and 2 upgrade for the Yazi, so halberdiers and stun weapons. Or you get vanish. Quillen's a nice little healer. Training yard themselves cost less and faster training rate, or yeah, better training rate. Bit of replenishment of human soldiers for free, so Zuan Nu I think is generally a little bit better in that aspect. And of course better healing for Quillen, so healing or halberdiers. Pick your poison, or your opponent's poison. For Zeus, you got Athena or Hermes. Restoration is a very nice god power. Minotaur is a good frontline myth unit. More Pierce armor for infantry, which is a bit more important since the Chinese tend to focus more, it feels like more on a range and later on cavalry. So better hoplites could be good at that, and more armor is also pretty good for that. For Hermes, you get Ceasefire and free Pegasus and better Pegasus, and of course increase cavalry speed and health with Spirit Charge. So you got cavalry or infantry. In this case, you want to go for Prodromos, then it's probably better to go for Hermes. If you want to go for... maybe Hermes is generally the better option. Prodromos and Hippus counter the range, counter the cavalry. When it comes to relics on the map, we've got the Scarab Pendant. Colossus get additional crush damage, and siege weapons get additional crush damage. Text of Emohet, buildings constructed faster. Whoops. Scales Echidna. Mythium just cost less, barring favor. Very nice. And Black Lotus, just better working rate from farms. All that's pretty nice. Nothing I would say fantastic, but all generally pretty good. That should be the nature of relics. They shouldn't be fantastic. They shouldn't be, in my opinion, game-changing. I think people say like the Olsberg wagon make caravans cheaper and faster is a bit too game-changing, if I remember correctly. Other than that, most relics provide small benefits, and that what they should be doing. We do have Zwan Nu queued on up here, and we do have Athena over here. I thought Zwan Nu was probably the more preferred option. And Athena is generally the preferred option for Zeus, but he can get some decent cavalry both going for Athena, Hermes, and Dionysus. A lot of good cavalry benefits there. Minotaur. Norm the Minotaur is now advancing. We do have a pair of pioneers here. Does hit once against Norm, taking 30 damage, looks like. Actually, then took 1 extra damage? Never mind. Offhand math is incorrect. Throw some sky lanterns in the sky. Scout here. Likely going to be demanding dispenser from these villagers. Bullen here is almost down. It does have its own health regen, even though it doesn't say. I think it's just its health regen aura. It looks like Hercules was bopping it. More Kafus now deployed in the field. Hercules is going to be backing on off. Machine workshop going on up. Hippus on the build queue for Zeus. Does not have divine damage yet on heroes. That upgrade was called Celestial Weapons. Norn the Minotaur gouges the Quillen. Couple more sky lanterns floating about. Oh, Scout try to hug the Kafu. I mean, he looks like he's probably pretty good at giving hugs. Hercules push way forward. Looks like he does have Olympian parentage, increasing the health and, of course, the health regen. We have fire archers on the field, which was a wrong call, seeing these Hippus now on the field. Kafu can slice apart. Use the vanish ability. Very nice. Try and take out the machine workshop. He takes out the machine workshop. Oh, we've got some halberdier, or a halberdier camouflage there. 3 halberdiers on the field. Very nice. 2 more Hippus push way forward. Excellent vanish ability. Huh, that lasts much longer. To be fair, it's a god power you never see used offensively. It's always a try to get out of jail free card. We got husbandry now being researched by Red because all these goats need a husband. So we got 8 goats versus 9 goats. Military camping hack apart. Got some hoplites here. More halberdiers in the build queue. Were those hoplites or Toxidays? They are hoplites. I thought I saw one that's got shot down. Just trying to think, what shot it down?
Έτοιμος.
Hoplites are a good option versus the halberdiers, but the fire archers are counter to them. Norn the Minotaur does find some of these villagers. Got a bit of damage on everything, but nothing died. Military camp starting to be destroyed. Restoration summon, very nice. Remaining to save his scout. There's a lot of halberdiers here. Maybe at this point in time, Zeus should probably eye for some Toxidays. Honestly, against all the halberdiers and fire archers, Toxidays would be a good option. They won't counter the medium fire archers, but the fire archers will simply be ineffective versus Toxidays in 1v1 fight, as they are a counter unit rather than a standard unit. Though then again, he can always just go for Javeliers from the same structure that he gets the halberdiers as well. Oh! Looks like the Kafus do stone one of those Hippus to death. Very nice. I forgot they have a range attack. I don't know why, I thought they only melee.
Πρόσταγμα. Έτοιμος.
The scout is still alive. Oh, combat music. But I'm honestly not sure why. Pegasus being summoned. Down south, looks like we got plenty of these baboons being eaten. I wonder how baboon tastes. Sort of like elephant. How does elephant taste?
Πρόσταγμα.
Hippus 4, got this singular villager here which could be picked on off. Gonna break down that wall. But thanks to this little segment there, prevents any more damage from happening. Looks like you're ready to try and pursue these Hippus now. Just a little bit of a hit and run. We do have medium halberdiers now pulled in the field as medium fire archers. We do have now the Gormong being queued on the field and the Apollo. Apollo provides the Manticore and a trophy. I don't remember that upgrade. Sorry, I just... Oh, that's a ship upgrade. I was like, what's that upgrade? I just say I don't cast enough naval maps in order to know what the naval upgrades are. Apollo's a pretty good selection. Manticore is an excellent backline myth unit, and Sunray makes him better. And wait, Zeus no longer gets one less population. No, he still retains that. It's Hades, his myth unit benefits got changed. One less population, making the Manticore down to 3 population, make them highly population efficient, seems like. Sunray, of course, improves the damage for all range units, both myth unit and humans. Some of these villagers are going down. There is a nice charge attack there. Gets bolted. But that was a great maneuver there. It smashed around, kept in range of the town so to keep on firing. Hippus getting picked apart. While they technically counter all of these units, they are just simply too many. Takes out another villager there. Let's see, these Kafus are at full health. Trying to ghost the structure there. More villagers, a little bit idle here.
Έτοιμος.
More halberdiers. We do actually have the healing temple. So hopefully it starts peeling back the wounded units so they get healed on up. Ooh, good number of Hippus went down there. Do have some White Tiger Cavalry, or White Horse Cavalry. I get those names confused. usually we see the force protection around ballets, but he may just wait.
Λέγε.
Let's see, we do now have the Hooves of the Wind, which improves the cavalry melee armor and their speed. Sunray and ballistics being researched by Zeus now, as well as medium infantry. Oh. Sorry, the Kafu makes some strange sounds. Nice setups up there by the Toxays. Fire archers only have 12 range. Their range is actually quite bad. They do have the same movement speed as Toxays as well. The Toxays right now is just an excellent option. Or in the White Horse Cavalry, they do have bonus versus range. And they do have a manual casted bow attack, which I rarely ever see.
Έτοιμος.
Fire Archer does go down. White Horse Cavalry pushing the way forward. Hoplites intercepting. Got a good number how it is here. Manticore firing away. Petrobolus does go down. And we've got some White Horse Cavalry here, which does get stoned a bit. Hercules will be going on down. Jason here. Manticore receiving some much needed health regen from the temple. Does avoid the Pioneers. Manticore does have 16 range, the Pioneers have 14.
Πρόσταγμα.
Healing Temple here, unusual, but very welcome to see. I love seeing Healing Temple play because you just don't see it. It's utilizing, I mean, topping off your unit's health is such a powerful asset. After all, it preserves your resources and makes it so that next time you engage, your full population of force is able to do as much as they can, as opposed to just start disintegrating quickly. We do have now a settlement being built upon, making a town center. More Petrobolos, very nice. Hoplites, Petrobolos, Toxays, and bronze armor. Bronze breastplate.
Λέγε.
Stutter stepping around away as well. He may outrange his opponent, doesn't mean he can't stutter step them further. Right now they're at 8.1 normal attack speed versus 5.2 at normal attack speed, so both are medium. There's the force protection on this back one, I believe. And thanks to that, getting some much needed health regen. Petrobolos are in an excellent position there. Imperial Academy can easily be stoned to death. And Blue Mania stand and fight to protect his Petrobolos, which are, like I said, an excellent position right there. We do have some Jean Zaya hero. No Nezha just yet. Dark Age hit this on the few, of course. We do have heavy White Horse Cavalry. Both those structures now go down. Do have some heavy pelt tasks being employed in the field. So transition to counter range range units rather than counter range cavalry units. That's probably a bit of a tongue twister and hard to follow. Hard to say. We do the underworld passage. And see on this town center from a nice safe distance of 28.
Έτοιμος.
Hercules here ready to pass down the Tao Wu. Heavy infantry now being researched. Sounds like 2 barracks went up there. I think we saw some manual casted heavy white horse cavalry abilities. Tau charge. Oh, that seems a bit more of a blitz than normal. That's far faster than normal other times it charges around. If it's engaged the Javeliers, Toxage is firing the backline. Oh, more Toxage on the flank, got some down swordsmen. Blue's forces there trying to fall back. Odysseus now pulling the field. More Petropolos. We do have more units being rallied here. Excuse me a moment. One thing I've been noticing is maybe my audio is a little bit too loud. Master effect, sound effect, music. Tone that down a little bit. No master volume, strangely enough. Sorry, with the new microphone, I think I just need to adjust the audio just a little bit like that. I think that's a little bit better. Down south, we do have elephant being eaten. Eating some delicious elephant meat. More Javeliers being put on field. Petropolos near death, getting healed on up by the temple. Cavalry trying to go over a bit of a raid. They do have 55 range armor to resist the towns under fire. Normally these villagers going down. Now he's starting to respawn. Took out a good number of villagers there. Blue's on to 58 villagers for 71. However, Blue's advancing quite aggressively over here. Peltas engaging all the ranged units behind the forest. So then again, don't mistake the forest for the trees. Some more hoplites before. Toxday is also firing away. More of these infrastructure starting going down. Cavalry coming from a pretty big flank here. Nice little surround there on Blue's forces. Peltas push forward, hitting more of the Javeliers. Javeliers right now do 6.5 times 3.5 at 1.2, 1.5, 7.54.
Πρόσεχε.
Healing Temple being useful once again. Manticore being deployed in the field by Zeus. Manticore right now would be an excellent option. Just needs more wood. Has decent reserve of favor.
Πρόσταγμα.
Some of these forces are going to be intercepted. And does find another group of villagers and will hack them apart. These 5 is 84 villagers. You have now Nezha finally deployed on the field. More of these villagers going down. We got a box formation. 4 Manticore, an excellent number of them. They do, of course, have Sunray as well. So this is a lot of anti-infantry here. And I think the number here, of course, is quite minimal. We just have Nezha here, who does not appear to have celestial weapons researched. More Manticores in the build queue. And more raids by these cavalry units. They do have 6.6 movement speed. We do have now the hoplites intercepting though, but a number of these villagers are going down. I think he just got one of those recovered from the ability. You have now another hero here, the Zheng Zaya. And Underworld Passage. The Pegasus spot the town center is trying to be built, intercepts it, and goes down. Got a good amount of infantry units here, mostly of the counter-range Javeliers. Manticore would rip them apart though. White Horse Cavalry push way forward. Separately, that's not great for red. And immediately escapes on out of there. No healing tip over here, but we got. Looks like Kafu. Looks like Red's villagers are going down here. Called down 52 versus 69. Red's going for a massive round of heroes. There's now 15 pioneers queued on up and 4 sages. More of the cavalry and got Gong Gong. Over here, got these forces pushing forward. Infrastructure's on going down. Not many heroes here. We're apart the cavalry, that's for sure. It looks like the Manticores are seeing some healing there. You got some, I think, Watchtower just researched by Zeus. Good number of these villagers going down. Those are going to try to fall back. They do move 4.9, which is far faster than just 4. Manticore firing away. Though there are a number of heroes here now. Nezha's right there as well. Finish off Nezha. Fall back to the healing temple would be a good idea. One of those units is severely wounded. Looks like it's a Manticore that would be saved. And looks like Petrobolas are doing well versus Javeliers. Gong Gong now being researched. And this armory could be swept away by a great flood. Or maybe just by a somewhat fine flood. An okay flood. Are floods ever okay? I suppose the Egyptians would flood plains. Probably overthinking it. Got these forces moving forward. More of these military academies under fire. Yeah, I think that wounded mana card just needs to stay back at the healing temple. Just get it at full health. It would do much more if it's alive. Peltasts are still a good idea for these pioneers. They are classified as a ranged soldier. Ballet being built. Of course, have another fortified town center here. That's all straightforward, but it gets intercepted by Hercules. Red is now Agion up. Here comes a Great Flood. He brings his units towards him. Or his bonus units towards him. And the trees. And retreating back that direction is definitely a good idea. He did lose some of the Manticores, but getting hit by Age 4 God Power, you expect to lose a lot. Blue and did indeed lose a lot, and he's not really building an army at the moment. We got another Quillong deploying field. He will need Odysseus to shoot him down. Odysseus is shooting him down. One, and looks like Jason was helping out as well. Dragon looks like Wilkes came out of them, moves at 4.3. Odysseus moves at 4.3. But the problem is that dragon only has range damage, so this fortress will easily defeat it. Zeus, I think, is only on 2 town centers. Red, Fuxie's at 4. We got Hera, so Zeus is researching his wife, whom I think in mythology he ate, so he can find another wife. So we got some wooden walls being established next to the stone walls. You got some champion tiger cavalry here. Blues up to an army of 102 with 5.6 thousand in the field. Red only has 74 of 3.9k in the field. So Zeus has a larger army. Less villagers though. Zeus is also going for donkeys. That's probably a good idea if you're running low on towns to build from. Plus, you always probably need donkeys eventually. Trade path seems like a good path. That fire suggests to me Nezha is there. It looks like Hercules is bashing Nezha there. We do have the most stupid design of a lightning storm over here. I hate the concept of the axe cart. Trying to get the town center. Of course, can't fit everybody there. And of course, lightning storm can no longer target structures like it did in Gold Edition. We do now have the Shaker of Heavens being researched. 30% here. Hit points for heroes and additional bonus damage versus myth units. Manticore just probably start hitting those Chevaliers along with the Peltasts. More heroes, including Yang Zhan. Butchered that name well enough. We do now have the Medusa now deployed in the field. Town's sort of taking some damage now. Medusa does have a tiny bit of crush damage. It's more of a nice thing than a great thing. It basically gives her incendiary arrows, which is still not saying much, honestly. Hell-tasking overran by the Tiger Cavalry, who also do counter range, as well as cavalry. More hoplites being brought on in. And Dugor's got the free Mire drone upgrade, and he does a good number of fortresses there. Divine damage on infantry is always very nice. Comparison, these cavalry have good armor on both aspects, so divine damage they pierce it all. And he ever goes for those downward swordsmen who specialize in bulkiness, that'll help them pierce their armor as well. More hoplites push way forward. Zeus is not researching the champion. He has it queued up but needs more resources. He's right now out of gold as well as food. Population space is a big problem for him right now. His opponents will be able to field a larger army, though it's have a lot more less value in them. Odysseus starting to get overran there. Pair of watchtowers going on up here. And looks like a handful of villagers might be going on down. Red's forces rotating down south. Villagers trying to escape to the fortress. Got a good number of watchtowers here. Missing a... No, it does have a good number of upgrades. Just need the guard towers to help keep guard. Rather than help keep watch. 3 Mire drones on engage. Heavy Mire drones, that's what they look like. We're probably just used to seeing champion Mire drones, honestly. Mire drones might be a good counter to the heavy horse cavalry since he doesn't want to go for Dromos. After all, they do divine damage and they don't get countered by the Tiger Cavalry's bonus damage. So Mire drones might be the option. They only take 3 population like those Tiger Cavalry. Right now they have 200 health versus 239. Granted, they're only heavy versus champion. So yeah, I think Mire drones might be the best option right now. You are still vulnerable to fire archers, don't get me wrong about that. So Mire drone Peltast might be a good composition for Zeus. Hoplite's not a bad option as well at the moment. But it does get a good number of free Mire drones. And just having them, a couple of them just start gathering up here. Excuse me. Both sides are down to 2 towns at the moment. Of course, healing temples here are very nice. The enemy want to cool down Tox days, honestly. Bayground axe carts and mechanical ox caravans. We do have, what upgrades this? Silk Road enables a caravan one age earlier, but not important. And makes them move faster on favored lands, so that will increase trade, of course. Watchtowers firing away, got some axe carts before. This Mire drone could intercept some of them. Looks like this watchtower will be axed down. Let me ask you a question, I guess, is my horrible joke I think of at the moment. But neither of these players are Egyptian, so that doesn't add up. Or from the future in Futurama. Next axe card hacking away. This watchtower will be saved. Handful of Mire drones, of course, free one, just slowly just spawning out. More fire archers, more javeliers. Cavalry's gonna go on down there. More of these cavalry's gonna push way forward. More hobbits are engaged when it comes to economic-wise. Zeus is scraping bottom of the barrel when it comes to gold, and also pretty low in wood has quite a bit of favors toward on him. Maybe another lightning storm in the future. Come turn around the fight game for him. Fuxi's out of food, low in gold as well, but has way too much wood. Remove 30 of those villagers, build farms. Red is trying to queue up Titan Gate, which is not going to be likely, I would say. He's almost enough, just needs gold, so he can sell off 2,000 wood, and boom, Titan Gate, Secret Titans will start being researched. We got 6 colons now being queued on up. Some of these villagers are going down now. Fortress does go down there. Belong slowly getting shot on down. Zeus will need to start deploying off some heroes over here. There's another colon there. Seeing some villagers wet. Temple going down. We do have these pop lights counterattacking to some ballets. Javeliers slowly taking out a mining camp. Secret Titans not being queued on up. More caravans. Got some siege crossbows, axe carts. And it looks like the settlement will be taken out. Villagers there, slowly going down. Axe cart hacking apart the fortress. Fox stays engaged in heavy horse cavalry, and got the axe cart hacking apart the barracks. Belongs being shot on down. Red is pushing back blue more into his base, now at the trade line. Blue can't forfeit any more terrain over here. Can't be losing trade. Just can't be losing trade. He's on 3 fortresses producing Mire drones, which looks like all 3 are down here, while the ones up north have gone down. Zeus may want to build more fortresses if possible, but of course it costs both wood and gold. Oh, another lightning storm actually got summoned. Sorry, I missed that aspect. Belongs here flying about. Not torturing, but soaking some donkeys. And got Odysseus, all the heroes now taking on the dragons. Quickly shooting them all down. Yeah, the forts cost a good amount of wood and gold. They eventually would pay for themselves, particularly the gold aspect before deploying those margins, but will take quite a bit of time. You have the advanced fortifications now being researched. Medusa turns that man to stone, which actually still spawns a dismount. I don't think the dismount should be summoned if certain myth units do that, like get turned to stone or gets removed from existence. Or eaten, like, say, by a carnivora. We do have some more of the Zhang Zayas being queued on up. Heliopoli push way forward. It is a very heavy Heliopoli. Maybe more Medusa wouldn't be half bad. Medusa are 3 population under Zeus. You guys have the Matriarch upgrade as well. And with Sunray, that should be pretty nice. They have 21 range, so it's even harder to kill them off at range. And we do actually have multiple Medusa now being queued up. Zeus still has a lot of favor at the moment. Put 15 village in favor. And they do cost wood, which is a useful resource for Zeus right now. Not really, though. He's low in gold and wood at the moment, but far more plentiful than, say, gold. Manticore also costs wood, so... Manticore may have more damage, but the charge attacks might be a little important, though Manticore do have good burst charge attack as well. There actually may be an argument to go for Manticore instead of Medusa. I would need to, because the Manticore also receives some age up benefits, but it's hard to say what will be better at this moment. Manticore probably would be better versus the Fire Archers, but against the Heavy Cavalry, it probably is better to go for the Medusa. But that extra range is very important, and I can't really estimate it on the top of my head, because the extra range will just makes it so much harder to take out those Medusa. So that may be one thing that's a big advantage for the Medusa versus Manticore. Titan Gate is now starting being built right there. Blue has enough resources to go for his own Titan Gate. Oh no, it's already researching, so he has plenty of resources even then after left over that. He has a good amount of resources now for more fortresses, so maybe get some more free Myrodrome queues. There's a silo over there. It's clearly a missile silo. You should take it out. Blue's right now having trouble getting another front line going. He's going for more Hoplites and Toxates. He has the resources, but not queuing up those units. More Axe Cars, more Tiger Cavalry. Blue's trying to remax or trying to rebuild units now, but it's a little bit late. Go for heavy number of Heliopoli. Blue's Titan Gate has now been summoned. 79 seconds. Heliopoli pushing forward, hitting that siege workshop. Because of Blue's Titan Gate, I'm trying to see where on the map it's being built. There it is. Red's Titan Gate is available in 50 seconds. And some of the trade carts are... It's back here, so the trade is safe for now, but it's being threatened though. Nope, got the dragon flying about. We got a couple heroes there. There we go, he's starting to engage now with the dragon with the heroes. They'll shoot down the dragon pretty easily. Got another dragon here. Alpharon jumped on forward. Here's to make that dragon down. And there's the headless thing. I forget what the mythology on this thing. He seems quite happy. You can tell on his face. Oh wait. Cerberus will be deployed in 40 seconds. Blue needs to keep his heroes alive for now and immediately have them start tasking onto the Titan. Start softening the Titan now. He's taking the Quillon, which actually would make sense. These are Titans. I see 3 heroes moving. He may not have Jason alive anymore. Big smash there. Titan's taking some damage. Hoplites engaging some of these villagers. Hercules and Bellerophon taking some fire. So is Odysseus. Cerberus now deployed on the field. Cerberus, of course, the 3-headed dog, which means he acquires 3 times the number of head pats. Bellerophon goes down. Hercules looks like all that remains of the heroes. It doesn't look like there's any more heroes queued up. Here comes Cerberus. Don't see any heroes for red. This Titan's down to 21,000 HP, so he's taking quite a bit of beatings. So Cerberus will be a 1v1 fight against him. Red needs to start getting heroes on the front line. I see some heroes actually now looking at it. 2 Pioneers and a Zhang Zaya. I think this here, this Titan took enough damage, so we'll go down. Fresh Hercules here. Helltask engaging. Needs to focus on those Pioneers. Cerberus down to 14. This Titan's down to 4,000. 2,000. Next strike from Cerberus should take him down. And I would say maybe Cerberus should fall back, go the other direction, because he's going to go straight into the line of heroes now. Looks like go straight for his opponent's base to start doing damage, which will distract a part of his opponent's army, allowing his army to regroup and start pushing forward. Remember as well, you can use your Cerberus to walk through watchtowers. Wait, no, just walls, not watchtowers. I'm thinking undermine. Cerberus on to 4,000 health. Here comes a big smash. Couple Pioneers here. And Cerberus has gone down. Another Medusa on the field. Don't think any of those guys got turned stone. He immediately withdraws away from the Pioneers. Very good. Do move at 4.9. Pioneers gonna go on down now. More hoplites just being summoned. Right now when it comes to resources, Fuxi has a good stack pile of gold available to him. Zeus is actually out of food, low on wood, and has a useful amount of gold to work with. So right now he needs to get more food on the field. He actually only has 60 villagers. Another bolt was summoned somewhere. Sorry, my apologies. I missed that. Maybe something over here. A good number of fortresses over here. He has a good number of queues of Myrodromes going on up. Some of these villagers need to start repairing up that town center. That is a critical town center worth the repairs. Oh, he did, but it was too late. Blue's now pushing over here as well. Trying to rebuild this town so now. Got an axe cart here. Turn some of those units to stone. Towns that are going on up. So axe cart getting hacked apart. More axe carts over here. Right now, blue is at pop cap, red is at pop cap, but the pop cap difference is 550. Blue's trying to does obtain the town center there, but they start repairing it up immediately. Good number of axe carts on the field. Petra Bullets will have trouble versus all these axe carts. Okay, so the town center there. Of course, that little extra population wave. No, Zeus is not pop cap anymore. More axe carts, more siege crossbows. Bomb lights and Mire drones intercepting all these siege weapons. Town center fortress goes down. Blue needs to get some more reinforcement over here. Maybe build some Mire drones over here. Right now it feels like Blue's just having trouble remaxing. He's out of food, and like I said before, he's also somewhat out of wood. Big round of heroes. So ironically, I think Blue's gonna lose a game because he just lacks food. That ain't good. Usually the food is be the resource you want to be floating the most, but it looks like both sides just have too much gold. Right now, Zeus, all he has pretty much was all the free Mire drones, but that is game. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Before I get started next replay, I do need his restroom. Please give me a moment. Apologies, everyone. And there we go. Drink open. Browse games. Not browse game. Oh. Time 1 second. Why is the replay tab not an available button in the multiplayer section? Okay, let's delete this one. There's one I want to do. Ghost Lake, Frey, Karma. Let's do this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Mythology replay. Oh god, not this again. There we go. I don't know why I have to hit the escape button so it recognizes the fact that I'm hitting my buttons and move around the camera. My apologies, let me start over. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn bottom left side as the blue Freyr, we have Mod Judah. Probably butchered that name well enough. Small on top right side as the red Demeter, we got THLMNK. No vowels there, so I don't know how to pronounce it. Either way, when it comes to the major god bonuses, we do have Freyr, focus on technology defense, has potent defense god power that gets more powerful each age. Gillen Bersetti. Freyr's gift improves villagers' hit or all units' hit points by 10%, but has a high cost, but gets reduced per other technology researched. Technologies, of course, all have 50% cost reduction, which is very nice, but takes much longer to research, which almost is a trade-off I'm willing to take any day of the week, such as tomorrow. Hill forts and hill fort units have increased damage, pretty much useful for the ballista, honestly. Repairing is free, dwarves and gatherers can also repair. For major and minor gods, for him, Freyja, and Oler. Usually Oler's the default pick because free Asgardian Bastion is always very nice. Draugr is one of those myth units. I think it's borderline okay. Really needs the Vulgar upgrade, but not great, honestly. This also gives you the better Longhouse infantry speed. And of course, we got cheaper Asgardian Bastions, reducing the cost down to 40 favor. And this enables the portable battering rams early, so you get an early Huskarl and early battering ram. Freyja is also can be a common option, but it's less common versus Oler. Forest Fire is an okay god power. Valkyrie is of course a mounted healer, very nice. More cavalry and speed and hit points, always very nice. Better hero hit points and enable the Goatee early, so this is better for the Great Hall units, and of course better Valkyries. The meter is of course the focus on expansion on economy. Herdables improve the gathering rate of nearby temples with a maximum of 10 herdables to support a single temple. Towns and village centers spawn herdables upon age up, very nice. Village centers train 25% faster, so the alternative to town center is brought up more on par to regular town centers, just still doesn't provide a max population, but this effectively turns them to equal to town centers in many aspects. Herdable fatten 25% faster, can fatten 15% more, so better livestock. Human soldier myth units train 10% faster per age. Don't remember this part. That may be a new buff for her. When it comes to unique unit or her god power, Wither just destroy berries, farms, or trees, which is occasionally useful. Not really, but it's age 1 god power. Harpies age 4 myth unit she can research from the fortress as her unique unit. I don't know how effective this is. Amazon Archer. When did this get here? This is definitely new. This may have been something part of the recent update, but I do not remember this. Range Soldier Demeter, elite long-range archer with exceptional line of sight. Finish some ranged soldiers. Is that from the fortress? This is brand new. I've never seen this one. But isn't that also sort of like what the Hades Cross one is? Bit of overlap there. Divine Labor. Villagers collect faster, and Demeter's harpies can be upgraded with better harpies. Actually, just go back. Where is that elite archer? I do not remember that. Let's see, temple. Harpies looks like got moved to the temple, so this must be in the fortress. Yep, looks like she now has an age 4 archer. Wait, does Hera now summons Amazon archers rather than Myrodromes? Interesting. So that's a lot of different stuff there. Of course, when it comes to initial age up, got Ares or Pan. Ares is usually my default for some of the other ones. Pan is of course unique for Demeter, which is also pretty good, very fun. Ares is good, Pan is fun. Pestilence, nerfed from Gold Edition. Cyclope is a good frontline myth unit. Early high passes can be nice in certain matchups, such as potentially versus Norse, who more rely on infantry. Better Prodromos, and it was Hoplite for divine damage, making your primarily this is great for the Prodromos, giving them extra divine damage. And Toxates get better as well. Very good god. I think people should go for areas more often. And, of course, provides a localized ceasefire. Lycons, wait. They now cost 1 population? That is a massive buff. They also cost food, gold now? I thought they cost food beforehand. Either way, I can see now they have 1 population. Mythians prove gatherings to be huntable and transforms combat. I'm assuming they take more population if they transform, but still, this is a massive buff. Beforehand, their villager form still consumed 3 population, makes them a unit you go for early on, but you have to turn into a combat unit later on. But now, that's new. That's very important. Counterattack damage, buildings cost less wood, increase. Makes their villager gather limits set to 2. Wait, that was a passive benefit to meter. Now it's a pan bonus? Okay, a lot of things have changed for Demeter. My apologies. Let's see. Alpha Lycons, free Lycons per Townsend Village Center, and increase the melee damage. Doesn't say about transforming at will, so maybe they got a bit of rework where they can always do that. A lot of things changed here. Pan teaches your heroes the Hymn of the Wildwood, which allows them to heal. So now your heroes also heal. I don't remember that as well. There's a lot of things that changed for Demeter. Sorry, we're gonna play go a little bit slower for a lot of this stuff there. We do, of course, have Eye of Ornlu, which is the Age of Empire's Wolf. Increase the melee damage of your counter infantry units there. We do also have the Arrows of the Alfar, increasing the range attack of buildings, so better defense of buildings. Blanket of Emperor's Zone, buildings more resistant to siege weapons. Ogre Bitten Helm, increase it per hero points by 10%. Not bad. Yeah, it was Demeter had that ×2 farm as an inherent buff to her, but now that's got moved to Pan, so that she got nerfed that aspect. But also, let me just take another look here. As herdables, spawn herdables upon age up. That's normal. I think the fatten more and fatten faster, that's a new aspect for her. And of course the Amazon Archer as well. And the faster train time per age across everything, that's actually pretty good. It may not seem like much, but does matter as the game starts going on, having a plus, what, 40% or advanced per age, so it's like plus 40, plus 30% faster train rate globally, barring heroes, which is already a small number to begin with. Number of relics have been obtained. 3 relics for blue. Possibly 1 for here. This still seems the same, though I wonder if the multipliers changed. Gotta keep those doggies rolling. Oh, Freyja selected, not Uller, so that is going against the grain, and then going to set the grain on fire. Well, of course, her Demeter can simply just wither that grain away. That joke was going very poorly. I suppose Wither does act faster than Forest Fire, so she may be able to destroy the stuff before the Forest Fire spreads. Got a good number of her seers here. Does go for a Lycon. And there's Arcanium Metal. The applied upgrades. We do have the transform ability there, so that maybe is a general thing they can do all the time now. Currently, the Lycon's not moving much, or at all. At peace and tranquility. saves all those villagers. Valkyrie receiving some guitar bass, I think.
Etios.
First here, we'll manage to
Etios.
escape on out of there. Lycon moving around. Right now it says myth unit villagers, so in theory it is classified as a myth unit right now to receive bonus damage from the whatchamacallit, Herseers. Has better from huntables and herdables, so better from livestock. Looks like the lady is going to get some chicken. She's a bit of a meat wizard. She's turned chicken to chicken. Wait, that's a village center. Sorry, I got confused by that. Doesn't she also get a unique upgrade to improve village centers? No, it doesn't look like it. Might be down the line here. Let's take a quick look at the Aphrodite, I believe, is still the same. Yeah, looks like it. This unit I have never seen being used to any sort of degree. Let's see, Divine guides arrows archer direct strike to 3 nearby enemies, which may be good for those Amazonian archers, so that could be very nice. Build additional, add a +2 housing limit. Okay, so you get plus 20% population rather than scaling off of farms, it scales off a number of housing. Which is probably easier to control because the more towns you get, the more farms get around it, which increase the population further. This way, it's just plus 20 population. Nice and simple. Hollowed woodlands. Maybe at this point in time, rather than say build +2 build limit, it could just simply just give plus 20% population. Hollowed woodland, set ability recharge to 6, increase hit points, range damage, and lighthouse stuff for ships. So that ricochet archer is now far more useful with the Amazonian archers. Very important, I would say. So I'm going a little bit slower. There's a lot of new aspects I have to keep an eye on. Oh, we do got another alpha Lycon. This scout could actually get a kill. Will he realize it's the Herseer's wound? Nope. Come on. Oh, he failed. He could have got the kill easily. Dude, probably the first time I ever seen the scout get a kill. That's not a wild animal. Could have got it, but nope. Because nobody knows the wind-up time of a scout. Oh, does trap a villager there. Another Lycon. Looks like red is going to be digging in. Got a number of raiding cavalries here. Oh yeah, Demeter's previous upgrade was that every time villager dropped off resources, they get health restored. Or is that now, was that Aphrodite? Nope. That was Demeter. That was her unique upgrade.
Leia.
Maybe the Harpy should be a replacement for Pegasus to get more upgrades to give them more combat abilities as they go on. Lycon does pop on out, does have... You can see, oh, 2 population. Transform a villager form when out of combat. Maybe temporary, so it's no longer a combat unit. But now it's 2 population and 3 population. Stats are good, but I think that transformation is a timed ability. Based on what I'm reading there. So this time, the Lycon may not transform if it's in combat if the ability is still on cooldown. So these villagers are starting going down. Red has 33 villagers, 26, which may not include Lycons. 34, yep, right now I see 34 here and there's 33 there. So it looks like that number does not count Lycons. Or maybe it does.
Πρόσταγμα.
There's no more Lycons, so I'm not sure.
Έτοιμος. Λέγε.
That's 35 based on what I'm counting. So it looks like blue or red has forfeited the map to blue. More raiding cavalry. Got the copper upgrades there among all the other upgrades, just going for all the upgrades. Arcadian Meadows, of course, has been subsided for a bit of time. Another villager may go down.
Πρόσταγμα.
There's a Lycon. There's a manual retransform button there. Okay, looks like the ability is manual, not a timed ability. But 2 population in that combat form actually seems pretty population efficient. Looks like all the deer has been slain. We do now have an age up of Hestia. I am curious about one thing. Is her god power, does it still convert? It still converts. Some of these upgrades seem different. Siren's still the same. During Gold when found Gathering Farms, I think that's something new. So Persephone, he may got a buff there because beforehand she wasn't really used. But yeah, I think she may have got some buffs there. We do have Divine Labor being researched, as well as Pan's Pioneers. Oh, Divine Labor still exists. Why did I say it wasn't existing? It's right there. I'm just an idiot. We do have now Ager being selected. Will give access to rock giants to rock your world. Military Academy going on up. 46 versus 35. The Lycons right now, since they're not collecting up any huntables, they're not providing any additional food collection. And with Divine Labor, now these Lycons should be able to heal themselves when they drop off resources, so maybe it's safer for them to head out by themselves in a hunting pack and start collecting up all the delicious pieces of venison. Relations has been researched relatively early, but a good idea. Compare Valkyries report. Do you have Orpheus here?
Έτοιμη.
Έτοιμος.
Prodromos being employed in the field. Wait. Oh yeah, she's aged up. I was like, wait, I thought Prodromos are age 3 only. Dark Age Prodromos, if you haven't already seen Dark Age Prodromos. Good number of Herseers. Ager is now aged on up. Because the communal hearth, increase the gathering rate of nearby villagers, which so probably a good idea to go for it sooner rather than later, honestly. Lycon right now providing 0.77, same as the villager, because it's not huntable or herdable. There's actually is building some of these dryads. 4.5, 30 range damage. So they are a range attacker. I always have to remind myself around these things because they're a unit that exists. They do have a bit of crush damage at range, which is very nice. Nothing too crazy. Fortress being established now. A house. Medium rating cavalry versus Dark Age Prodromos. Those don't appear to be any Lycons, which are basically a form of landmines sometimes. Got a rock giant. And there's a communal hearth, which will help improve the nearby gold. Was that Wither? Wait, did that destroy the fortress? Destroyed a number of berries there. I'm not sure what Wither was supposed to do right there. That is terrain sterile. Oh, here comes the ice storm. Communal hearth looks like starting to convert some of these units. Gotta sell some raiding cavalry. Some of these units are starting to be converted. Communal hearth does take a bit of damage there. Can't be repaired by villagers. Did manage to grab a rock giant. I see that as an effect on top of her seers. I wonder if it affects her seers. Grabs another raiding cavalry. Forest fire. So it's like communal hearth going down. Pretty big loss there. Did get a number of raiding cavalry. Looks like the Perseus are immune to it. Villagers trying to go down over there. Got another dryad over here, which could push forward towards the wall and start firing over it. More villagers being summoned over here. Oh. Yes, it was doing some sort of animation there. Maybe trying to sneak around. Orpheus now resummoned. Villagers are trying to stand and fight, but they're taking some damage. Orpheus may want to focus down the Valkyrie. This one's not getting buffed by the aura effect. More raiding cavalry, more Valkyries being summoned. Great Hall here. Looks like you got a ox cart with some gatherers and dwarves trying to collect some berries. Good number of Valkyries and go for the Desablot research, which will increase their damage by a nice 50%, as well as healing rate by 30%. No durability though. Oh, there's a dryad trees. I have no idea how effective that is. Actually, quite a bit of divine damage right now. Is that some sort of first piercing root snare passive? So wait, do they act as a landmine there? Stealthy hides a tree while idle. It will ambush enemies with a powerful attack they're nearby. So maybe a charge attack, or maybe it will do some sort of auto attack. Not sure. I've never seen these things really been used. And right now, I only see them just throw stuff. Yeah, they have a different damage aspect. So maybe when they're in tree form, they do either a first strike attack, or maybe they just do an auto attack that's different. And they do have a fair amount of crush damage right now, which is nice. Medium Prodromos here. Your effect looks like it got nerfed down to 2.5 bonus damage rather than was it ×5, which is still a pretty nice buff. More Valkyries. How much favor did he have? Raiding cavalry and Valkyrie stabbing some of these villagers. Right now is 65 villagers, 54. Of course, still has a village center up and going. There's a house next to that settlement. And looks like the meter has enough favor for another communal hearth. More raiding cavalry, more Valkyries. Prodromos will be a good idea in this situation. being a bit of a homewrecker. Basic walls by red. 4 Valkyrie for 6 raiding cavalry. Villager. Oh, that was their charge attack there. Good to know. Whoa, what is that splash? 20. I just now realized that. Lycon there, got another communal hearth. Getting some conversions. We got Icarus. I recommend he flies close to the sun. Let's say grab raiding cavalry rather than any Valkyries.
Leia.
Do now have the gracious hospitality and +2 house build limit. These units are being healed up quite nicely.
Etymos.
Red may want to fall back. He may or may not have the healing restoration effect from that one mythological upgrade. Looks like the Orpheus is starting to be engaged. He does have a number of high passes, which is nice and all, but he's mostly fighting against raiding cavalry and Valkyries, though there is a good number of Herseers. With Orpheus now nearby, he can deal with the Valkyries and Herseers with the high passes. More Prodromos, I think, is still needed. Oh, there's those Dryads. Since I'm not paying close enough attention, they actually are hiding around quite a bit. But 20 radius, now that's a landmine. There's the Hymn of the Wildwood. This will be very handy to keep these forces nice and healed up. I wonder if this health restoration aura stacks. 0.75 restoration. 1 Mississippi. 2. So it looks like it's 1 at the moment. But then again, there was only 1 here nearby. Now there's 2. Walls being broken. It's hard to say, but I think only 1 aura is being applied at each time. There's another communal hearts under fire. And some conversions. Looks like does get Valkyries from it, but lose another communal hearth. I always see those things quite valuable when losing 2 of them. Oof. But red is counterattacking up here. Or down there. Up here, these forces being pursuing those forces. The number of Herseers here. Heavy Prodromos now upgraded. Explosion on the villager. Looks like can't stun villagers. You know, for anything that not get affected by that, villagers would make sense. Do now have Vidar being researched. Of course, get the Fafnir Cursed Dragon. Overstated Dragon, which donate its gold to your opponent upon death. And we do have Hera being selected as well. Lightning Storm's always quite nice. Those Dryads are actually getting a bit more sneakier, like I said. But then again, I'm not really hyper-focusing for them. Whose army right now is 102. Here's where the rest of the army is, or at least a good number of Herseers. Vidar will be researched first, so amazing the Inferno to explode this army.
Έτοιμοι.
Πρόσταγμα.
So no Inferno just yet, he's holding on to it. Blue's now counterattack over here. These Hersiers are moving at 5.3. And we'll be able to take out these Healy or Petrobolos, going straight for the villagers, however. Here's the trees.
Ettimos.
Icarus flying about. And it looks like nothing in this army can take on Icarus. There's lightning storms now available. Sometimes it's going to be cast on here.
Έτοιμος.
Heavy high passes now intercepting. Villagers trying to repair up that wall was not even worth the attempt.
Leia.
Padromos on the flank.
Rosaka.
Πρόσταγμα.
Blue will break through this containment. Blue's also going straight for a Titan Gate. It is, of course, cheaper, so you can get out. It is an upgrade, so while it wasn't Age Up in Gold Edition, it's now a research to be produced by Vidar, so you have a cheap Titan Gate, which does take a long time to build. Another communal hearth there. Dryads engaging. Something got converted, probably a Valkyrie. Yep, got a Valkyrie here converted. Here comes the Inferno. It looks like miss a communal hearth, but explodes. Destroys a good number of housing, that's for sure. But I don't think that was a very good one. Here comes Hera's Lightning Storm. Down here? Down where? Here? Not a super great Lightning Storm, but neither was that Inferno. Lightning Storm's definitely better than Inferno, probably. More Fafnir being queued on up. Fafnir here. Raiding Cavalry goes down. More high passes. Medusa turns that raiding capital to stone.
Πρόσεχε.
Έτοιμος.
Turns a raiding capital to stone. Units trying to rotate around over here. These two hoplites could be shanked by all the villagers, though. The stone wall is on fire. Communal Hearth is still alive.
Πρόσταγμα.
That is a good number of Fafnirs. He needs to get out all of his heroes here. We do have Orpheus here, which will greatly help out. The Titan Gate has been summoned. Hoplites do get shanked. Don't know where the Titan Gate is. There it is. That'll take a elite number of seconds. Needs more of builders onto that. There we go. Big round just hit it. When the Fafnir does get turned to stone. That's a lot of Fafnirs. Luckily, Icarus is able to fire away quite safely from the high ground of the sky. More hoplites being built. Gets turned to gold, or should I say the stone, which got turned to gold. Another Fafnir there. Oh, Gillen Bersetti now pulling a field, trying to save the Titan Gate. I think blue got good defense. That's a lot of Fafnirs. Red does not have a big army size in the field, nor does blue. But for more Cursors now, high pass still be a good call. Gillen Bersetti will subside in 25 seconds. Big stun there. Of course, Gillen Bersetti is a defined hero, so it can't be stunned like that. That villager does get saved. Didn't bother to look in the eyes before he tried to get gored by the boar. Villagers sneakily gathering up food there, even though it was a prime target for all the Lycons. 3 Lycons still there, so Lycons can now just continually exist and not consume a ridiculous amount of population space. Going for another Ilos. There's a King Midas. I was curious when we see him. Valkyrie summoned there. One of the Fafnirs go down. These forces just charging way forward. Fafnirs being focused down by the heroes. There's a bunch of gold there for Demeter now. And this Titan Gate is still being built. 2 sects remain. At this current rate, probably should have turned some of these villages into Old Sark, start building it. The meteor's actually pretty close to another lightning storm. She can start making progress at taking out the Titan Gate soon. I don't think you've ever seen a Titan Gate not get completed like this. Another Fafnir summoned. And blue resigns. Titan Gate, Titan not summoned. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see, that's Raw. That's Freyr. Let's do this one. Don't really see New Wall all too often. Greetings everyone, and Grade here from another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on bottom right side as the blue Thor. We got a beach party in sarcastic text. You even got the lowercase space bar. On top left side as the red New Wall. We got 99 Amol 22. Not sure what that name is supposed to mean. Either way, when it comes to major and minor gods, of course Thor is the focus on dwarves. Focus on dwarves and armory. Starts dwarves instead of gatherers. He's the focus of dwarves instead of gatherers. Dwarves cost less and gather food and wood nearly as good as gatherers, so a bit more generalist. Dwarven armory can be built and researched in any age. Armory upgrades cost 10% less. Receive a free dwarven armory upgrade and get additional line of upgrades. Dwarven mines get more effective per has more content per age. Dwarven armory and thunder hammer make your hersiers do more damage and generate more favor. When it comes to major and minor gods, we got Forseti and Freyja. Healing Springs is a pretty nice passive healing ability. Trolls to troll your opponent. Another early upgrade for your Dwarven army. It's very nice for that aspect there. More infantry speed, more hero speed. So very nice for if you want to go for more hero focus. And cave trolls. Freyja, Forest Fire, Burn a Forest. Valkyrie, mounted healer. So 2 healing options. Guaranteed healing option. Thundering Hooves, faster cavalry and hit points, and of course more hero hit points and enable the Goldie early. So both good for hero aspect. Nuwa, of course, is the focus on peasants, Kufals, and defense. You of course get some free villagers as a god power for a temporary amount of time. Reduces the peasant cost, improves building hit points as you earn favor. Get a Kuftan chieftain, powerful hero Kufa that responds if lost. And of course you get better Kuftas. On favorite lands, your buildings will automatically construct. Buildings spread favorite lands one range further, which is nice, and better cavalry hit points. So she's definitely a bit more cavalry focus. So we probably should keep that in mind as you start aging up. Of course, like the Egyptians, you don't get cavalry until age 3 in your fortress. You got, for her age, you got Hotu or Zwan Nu. I think Zwan Nu is usually the default choice, but Hotu is also pretty good as well. For after all, 5% better drop off. Sentry towers can be deployed in the the wall turrets. Jason Sun makes your villagers build faster. Zwan Nu, of course, get a mounted healer versus a high Mythology can occasionally fly. Training yards for research are cheaper and, of course, research faster. And, of course, get a very rebate for your human soldiers. Pretty nice for your expensive cavalry units. So both are good for Zwan Nu. Not Zwan Nu, Nuwa. Of course, when it comes to relics, we got Fetters of Fenrir. Increase villager attack by 30%, which could make your Kafus even stronger. I think that applies to them. Talwaz to Toto's last arrow. Don't know how to pronounce that. Gives your ranged soldier a 0.2 divine damage. That's pretty good. Heavenly Jeweled Spear increases the melee damage of counter cavalry units. So in this case, the Gi Halberdier or the Erdman. And the Eye of Orlu, which is, of course, the Age of Empire's Wolf. Increase the counter infantry damage. So in this case, fire archers or the throwing axemen. Looks like red finds a good number of goats. Of course, goats are, of course, the goat. Blue only finds 6 goats.
Shama?
Suppose we can start fast forward since back in the eco phase. I got done covering everything. We do have the Kufta chieftain now. It looks like immediately starts researching Divine Light, which does cost a bit of gold. Zwan Nu is pretty close to aging up. She should be able to age up now. We do have a manual queue of villagers. We do have now, yep, it goes for Hotu actually. I suppose Zwandu could afford a slower age up, since most time Thor tends to go for a pile of blacksmith research to get that extra dwarven count going. Right now it's at 19 versus 18, so not too much higher at the moment. Dwarves do get trained at a rate of 17 seconds. Peasants do course also is 17. So I'm not sure how this number is so even at the moment. We do have the creators auspice now summoned. Where exactly? I'm not sure. Dwarven gold mine. Ooh, that's a pretty close range there. Probably because since he lost access to this gold mine, decided to just go for this immediately. And since that was also deployed, I think, before the age up, so got a lot less gold in there. Only 1,500, I think, in total. Or maybe just the sheer, yeah, 1,500. So not a huge amount, to say the least. But something to get a workable amount, since this gold deposit is kind of inaccessible. Earthen walls now being summoned. Yep, the clay peasants are here. There's the Kong key flying about. Land ability, 1 range, 0 damage. The weakest of all attacks. Do now have the Valkyrie here getting peppered up a little bit. This secondary town center is also being built. And the stone walls do reach to the edges of the earth. Take that, Globetard. I love how these two wall segments here are on the low ground as well. I don't know why, I just love this. Does it mean anything? No. Do I just like it? Yes. Kong Key taking some damage there. May need to go for watchtowers, help provide some defense against these as it starts flying about. Take a bit of attrition damage, if you will. Do now have the the abundance ability or upgrade being researched. Plus 5% drop off in favor land is a very powerful effect. Of course, it does also mean we have to make sure favor lands get to the external resource, but the internal resource are going to be 5% more better. I wonder if that gets applied to markets, since it probably applies to the drop-off on the units. If it does get applied to markets, that'd be very powerful, but 50-50 chance it doesn't. Both players now have a secondary town center. He has 31 villagers in the field versus 36. Red has a small army here. 5 pioneers, 2 halberdiers, 1 fire archer, 1 Kong Key. Got another research here. It is the Chasing the Sun. He's chasing the sun, but I'm pretty sure that sun's being dragged by Apollo from a chariot. That's why chasing the sun's probably a little bit futile. Was it Apollo or no? It's Helios, not Apollo, that drags the sun. Wait, no. You know, some odd reason now I'm getting confused. Is Apollo or Helios to drag the sun around? Throwing Axeman does take a bit of damage there. The wall has gone down. Good number of fire archers and pioneers are here. Raiding cavalry, of course, to counter the range units, so they're a good option. But we've got a number of halberdiers here to keep them safe for now. Outpost slowly going on down. And town center is taking a little bit of damage. We do have another raiding cavalry hacking apart some of these villagers. Olsarks push way forward. Herseers trying to bop these units. Villagers need to start falling back to the town center because they're going to get hacked apart there, a little bit exposed. Olsarks and raiding cavalry chewing through the front line. Konki goes down. Raiding cavalry now flank around. The range units are surrounded. Got some halberdiers here, but looks like the red will manage to hold on. I think having those raiding cavalry hit those villagers was a bad idea. Circling around hitting the range units wouldn't be half bad. We now have another age up for Nuwa, Rusho. Give access to the Baohui and the Pixu. I always forget some of these Chinese age ups. Fei Beast, Baohui, powerful strike that sends units flying, good against human soldiers. Pixu's unique trader. The Tao Swords improve Pierce Armor for the frontline infantry unit there. Get divine damage for the same infantry units. Better work rate for the unique one. So infantry focus, while Zuan Nu provides cavalry hit points. So going for, skipping out on the Gomang, which will more synergized with her naturally. Though she's going to be going for infantry focus. More halberdiers, more fire archers being summoned, more pioneers as well. Some of these walls are quite damaged and on fire. There's the Baohui. Yeah, I keep butchering all these names. Raiding cavalry now being summoned. It looks like this exotic cow is angry against villagers. No watchtower upgrade on these sentries just yet. Another Kafu. We do have this silo going on up. Raiding cavalry push right forward. Number of ranged units here. Jumping two-tailed cats with a bit of knockback. As these cavaliers do not finish off those raiding cavalries. Now they are going to finish off the raiding cavalries. Towns that are taking damage. Town center does get destroyed. Siege crossbows engaging the longhouse. Ballet being built on favored lands. Ballet destroyed on favored lands. Raiding cavalry push way forward. Cats knocking around these forces. Fey beasts now being summoned, poisoning a whole bunch of units. Flaming weapons as well for our firepower increase. Battle boar does take out some of these siege crossbows. Nice jump there. Got some goatees, however, in melee range. Good number of peasants here. Filthy, disgusting peasants. They're unclean. See all the blood on the ground. All these units are starting to fall back now. Fleeing weapons have now subsided. We do have a good number of these goatees, Herseers, and Jarls being summoned. Some very fine Jarls. Dwarven gold mine being summoned. I thought it was an underworld passage. That's not the same sound effect. We have more halberdiers, more swordsmen, more fire archers being summoned. Archers being picked off. Good number of heroes being summoned. There's a good bit more hero focus for Thor at the moment. When it comes to next age up, Newell's nowhere near in food. Neither is Thor at the moment. When it comes to age up, because see Gong goes Zurong. We got the Blazing Pyre, ZQs. Slash and burn increase your villagers' gathering from farms, which is very nice, and reduce the cost by 8%, so basically free. And heavy fire archers do more damage. The amount of heavy fire archers we see in the field wouldn't be half bad, especially when he's also deploying a good number of Herseers on the field. Over here we could see hero effects, hero hit points. We haven't seen too many heroes by Gong, so it's probably not a good idea. He could go for more Nuwa. Could go for last stand to go along with more of the cavalry focus. But it seems like she's been more focused on human soldier, well, foot soldiers, and fire archers. So she may go for that. Of course, these fire archers do not get any divine damage, while the other ones do. The halberdiers. She's also pulling some swordsmen. She's pulling out some swordsmen now. She doesn't have that stuff researched either. For Thor, come on out. Oh, he's already queued up an age up. He queued up Boulder, which will give him access to Fire Giants and the Sons of Slipnir and Dwarven Augur. Blah, cannot speak. Which of course provide the cavalry increased damage and bonus damage versus ranged soldier, which is very nice. And Dwarven Augur just improves your portal battery ram. So looks like Thor's gonna be eyeing some more cavalry next age. Us girls now pushing way forward. Ballet takes some damage. Got a forest fire. An age 3 forest fires was not something I'm expecting right now. Dwarven gold mine again. That's something that's quite understandable. But now the ballet is covered in soot as well as snow. So black snow. This is probably better to have around than yellow snow. White horse cavalry falls back to the ballets. This ballet will go down. This only took some damage. Portable battering rams battering down the ballet. More Jarls push way forward, getting some damage done. Raiding cavalry as well. Probably better go a bit more heavier on the raiding cavalry, honestly. Almost going for Balder and going for cavalry focus. The Tiger cavalry that will be available next age for Zunu will cause some issues. We have now the Great Flood. And you know what happens when you get people dousing water when it's snowing outside. And it'd be very cold. Douse more water there. How cruel can you be? Dousing people in water in the while they're in the winter. Ballet now being built here as well. More halberdiers being summoned. I think one reason why Thor is also going for Balder is for the Ragnarok, because he's also more hero focused, and Ragnarok is probably the hero god power for the Norse. Plus, Fire Giants are an excellent myth unit. One of the best myth units in the game, in my opinion. They just put a lot of firepower at range, and they have good amount of crush damage for being a ranged myth unit as well. We've got some battle boars being summoned. Battle boars for the battleborn. More throwing axemen, more goatee. Quillongs and siege crossbows, and some more tiger cavalry. Hill fort now being built. Got a good number of Huskarls to be anti-range, which is probably a good idea rather than trying to do Raider Cavalry at the moment. Got a good number of Goaties there to shoot down these dragons. Just trying to shoot down the dragons, take a bit of damage there. Looks like red is trying to fall back now, or blue's trying to fall back. Unable to deal with the front line to deal with the back line. Needs more Huskarls the current rate, looks like. And his opponent does have a number of Halberdiers, so yeah, Huskarls seem like the best option at the moment. Huskarls with a handful of Erdman is probably good composition. Siege crossbows being summoned. Siege crossbows engaging the fortified town center. Mechanical ox caravans, more siege crossbows for red. Those going for regular ox caravans, and some more Jarls. Balder has not been queued on up. Nowhere near enough food nor gold to get him going. Number of villagers looks like got deleted. Big pagoda thing. Those Chinese. I don't know what they call it on for the Chinese version of pagoda. Siege crossbows gonna go on down. Godis pursuing the Quolongs, a good number of them. Red is trying to counter the Godi, but they're having trouble pursuing them. It looks like Red's front lines are disintegrate now. Quolong just trying to float away. Godi still pursuing the Quolong, and some throwing axes against them. Quolong have less hack armor, they have range armor, so the throwing X-Men do a bit more damage. But still not a great unit against them. Blue needs to reinforce his area with more Godi. He doesn't have too many remain. All the stuff is going down.
Hver þar?
Now the Thraza rune, which improve myth unit speed and give them a little bit health regen. But he doesn't really have enough myth units to really warrant it, honestly. 4 Valkyries, even then, probably best to go. The Desablata is being researched though. Try and engage this settlement soon. Still not close. If Thor is still not close to aging up, looks like Thor is just simply out of gold to work with.
Já.
102 gold per trip is pretty good though. Kofu is getting hacked apart. Looks like the Valkyries healing up the Jarl and portable battery ram underneath a bunch of Quolongs. Little battery ram starting to get hit there.
Tilbúin.
Já.
Valkyries engaging. There's a siege crossbow. Remember, these are of course myth units, not cavalry, so the Tiger Cavalry will not get bonus damage versus them. But at this point in time, they want to fall back. They do have some health regen to keep them alive. And manual healing. One Valkyrie goes down. We do not have the Call of Valhalla and Swan Raping Research, as well as Balder.
Skipan.
I'm gonna start break down some of these earthen walls. Some of these put alongs gonna go on down. Big sun shot there. It looks like red does design now. This is great scene. Thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Right now, my voice is starting to go out, so that shall be my last replay for tonight. So everyone, thank you for